Good morning and welcome to our devotions for today, Friday, the end of another week. It has truly been a joy and a privilege to be able to spend this time with you and to join you from morning to morning with wonderful thoughts coming from scriptures, also from the songs that we would have heard together, and also being able to reflect with you and engage you in meditation. And so today, as we come to the end of this, the second week of Advent, and we prepare for the remaining 2 weeks, remember that we are all about getting ready, making sure that everything is in place for the arrival of the incarnation moment. And we do so being mindful of our own incarnation and the whole experience of the divine Christ coming into our experience. And by that we would mean the whole opportunity of being prepared in ourselves to put on the Christ as we journey. So we give God some thanks today as we come into this space of meditation and prayer, and we ask for guidance in these moments as we move forward in this time together. And so this morning, as we come into our meditative space, let us take a deep breath and hold it for a while. And then release it. And take another breath and hold it. And release it. Take a final breath. Hold it. And release it. And feel yourself present in your bosom, allowing your heart to be filled with the beauty of this thing we call life, to be filled with the opportunity to just experience. And yes, there are challenges, but the experience is beautiful. And so from that space in our bosom, we draw up from the core of the earth. And we know that to do that, we allow roots to grow down to the earth so that we can draw up from the core of the earth the energy of the earth and bring it into our heart and open our higher centers to receive the energy of the sky, of the planets, the sun, and bring it all into our hearts and feel that connectedness, that space within our hearts that has been filled with the divine grace, waiting and ready to be passed on beyond ourselves as we expand beyond this physical self and become aware of ourselves as being more than this physical self, because we are more than physical matter. Have a sense of yourself expanded now beyond your physical body. And just rest in that place of expansion for a while. I'm more than my body. I am more than this body. I am more than this body. From that expanded state, I offer these words to resonate with you in this expanded space. O Source of all that is, the one we call by many names, we are here in your presence, for we can be nowhere else at any moment of our existence but in your presence. Assist us this day in growing more into what we are beyond or forgetting. May we seek to allow our experience to keep pace with what we are learning moment by moment. We are thankful for this time to explore, expand, and understand. We further say thanks for the gift of those whose commitment to growing and becoming through the ages has provided us with blueprints for this journey. We give thanks. And we offer our reading for today from Matthew's Gospel, chapter 23, verse 27 to 29. Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! For you are like whitewashed tombs, which on the outside look beautiful, but inside they are full of the bones of the dead and of all kinds of filth. So you also on the outside look righteous to others, but inside you are full of hypocrisy and lawlessness. Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! For you build the tombs of the prophets and decorate the graves of the righteous, and you say, if we had lived in the days of our ancestors, we would not have taken part with them in shedding the blood of the prophets. Thus you testify against yourselves that you are descendants of those who murdered the prophets. Fill up, then, the measure of your ancestors. You snakes, you brood of vipers, how can you escape being sentenced to hell? Therefore I send you prophets, sages, and scribes, some of whom you will kill and crucify, and some you will flog in your synagogues and pursue from tongue to tongue, so that upon you may come all the righteous blood shed on earth, from the blood of righteous Abel to the blood of Zacharias, son of Barachiah, who you murdered between the sanctuary and the altar. Truly I tell you, all this will come upon this generation. Jerusalem, Jerusalem, the city that kills the prophets and stones those who are sent to it. How often have I desired to gather your children together as a hen gathers her brood under her wings, and you were not willing. See, your house is left to you desolate. For I tell you, you will not see me again until you say, blessed is the one who comes in the name of the Lord. Here ends the reading. of the beautiful things about the message of Jesus to the world is that it is always filled with compassion. As much as you're hearing in the readings between yesterday and today, that refrain, "Woe to you, hypocrites," we hear still in the reading towards the end how Jesus cries over Jerusalem. "How oft would I have gathered you as a hen gathers her chicks." And also that God will continue to send prophets. There is that sense in our world that we write people off. They don't match up to what we would want them to be, and we write them off. But there is that continuous message in scriptures that keeps reminding us of the importance of not giving up on persons. So even though Jesus speaks of the ways in which they have killed the prophets and flogged some in the past, the message is clear. We will continue to send prophets, to send guides. Some you will kill, some you will flog, but we will continue. It's such a wonderful thought. It's like a parent saying to a child that is own way and given all the trouble in the world, "No matter what you do, I will love you. I will always love you." And I think that's what God is saying to us through Jesus the Christ in this passage. No matter what you do, I will always love you. You will always be loved because you deserve love. This is God's creation. If we can do that with our children, what about God, whose ability far exceeds ours? There is that trait in the human person. It's a horrible trait, but it is there, where for some reason we seem to be, I don't want to say overjoyed, but there seems to be something about us that we kind of welcome the suffering of others in a weird way. And you only have to look at the movie screen and you see all the shooting and beating up, and persons love action movies. But they're not just action movies. They're torturing human beings. They're beating human beings to pulp. And so long as one is a good guys, and they create good guys and bad guys. So if you're a good guy, you can beat a person to a pulp because they deserve it. And we bring that to faith as well. Some people go to hell because they deserve it. They're horrible. And we miss the message of Jesus. We miss the message of Jesus that says, "I will love you and I will keep coming for you. And some of the people I send you will kill. The people I send you will beat up. But I'm still going to keep coming. I'm still going to present myself in your life in different ways because I love you. And I know who you are. You don't know yet, but I know who you are. And I love you. And I will always love you. And you will always be mine." It's a message of hope. It's a confession of love. Would that we would hear that gospel, and not the one that we make up, not the one that fits into our frailty or imperfect nature. For we keep projecting this imperfect nature onto this perfect God, and we feel justified because we listen to passages like this, and we hear the woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites. We hear that, but we don't hear, I'm going to keep sending my love to you. I'm going to keep caring about you. There will not be, and there never has been, a moment where I haven't cared for you. I will always care for you. And I will love you into your fullness. I will love you into your wholeness. A day will come when you will be full, when you will recognize your true self, and you will accept this love, and not only accept it, but give it to others. We live in hope. We live in hope. Sometimes we think that hope is empty. But hope is what brings us out of our bed day by day, with the belief that today will take us further. It may not appear on the outside. And that's the problem at times, because when we don't see our external circumstances changing, we think nothing is happening. And we fail to realize that this is not a journey of your physical self. This is a journey of your soul. So while your physical condition may retain or remain as it was, the fact is that your grander self is growing, is becoming. And this is what we must be aware of. So that grander self of ours must be able to hear and receive the message that says, I love you. I will always love you. And I will send you whatever help you need. So that even though the physical may remain unmoved, at some level we need to hear that and try to hear that. Because it is true. You know, stories are told sometimes about children that surprise teachers or surprise parents. And the reason that they surprise them is because as they were going through whatever it is that they were doing with the particular child, the parent or the teacher got the sense that this child just isn't interested, isn't paying attention. But they don't recognize or didn't realize that at some level they were getting through. And that's why we must never give up. That's why God doesn't give up. Because God knows that even though the outward appearance may seem one way, that God gets through. Because God's love is powerful. And it is continuous. Like the wave hitting the shore. It is relentless. And the shore gives way a little bit at a time. So don't focus on what is visible. Know that the love you're pouring out in someone's life that you're pouring out constantly is having effect. And your task, just like God's task with us, is to keep sending it. I will love you no matter what. I will love you as long as I am in this space, as long as we are here, as long as I have breath, as long as this world exists. I will love you.